Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Decided to try a new game. Got it, I got it at a heck of a deal on itch.io. Static voice. From what I could gather from the description, you're basically working with your mate to scavenge parts to put together a radio and escape a deadly area. And there seems to be possible threats. Don't know what, but there's one way to find out. Don't breathe. Please, God, help him. Stay strong. 2 meters left. I've yet to check, but I gotta see. This looks very familiar to another game I played. Posted it on my YouTube channel. Can't think of the name. I went to play Half-Life. I wonder if this was made by the same developer. Labor, Thursday, September 1998. That was the year I was... Okay. That was the year I was born on, actually. A Soviet weekly newspaper published by the Trude Publishing House. October quota met early. Comrades, we are proud to announce that the welding team at plant number 4 has fulfilled the monthly plan 3 days ahead of schedule. Thanks to the steady hands of Foreman Volkov Brigade, we have delivered 200 extra units for the state this month. Excuse me. Let their dedication be an example to us all. Their photos will be displayed on the Board of Honor starting tomorrow morning. Regarding discipline, however, management has noted a rise in absenteeism during the second shift. Wandering off for smoke breaks near the loading dock is strictly prohibited and creates a fire hazard. The administration reminds everyone that plan relies on every minute of labor. Security has been instructed to check IDs more frequently at the gate. Do not let your team down. I used it to store books and magazines. I don't want to sleep. Glass door. I can't go to the balcony. Gas is everywhere. Ooh. Victor, how are you? You look okay. You made it. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but thank you. You would have done the same for me. By the way, what happened? The last time I remembered is blacking out, and then I woke up here. I actually don't know, but some air appeared and everyone started yelling. Then I saw you and carried you. Okay, we need to figure out what's going on. Did you check the video? I have been trying since I am here, but couldn't find nothing. Fine, I'll go eat something. Bon appetit. Device for ventilation system. The entrance ventilation system is overheating frequently, so I am working on a device that will automatically cool it down upon detecting fire or extreme temperature. I've already built over 80% of this device. Old DVD player. I don't know why I bought transmitter. There's nothing in my fridge. Okay. Pretty spicy. Dishes. Sink. Don't we all? Did you eat? Yeah, they were good eggs. Did you catch anything useful? No. Do it yourself. Why are you forcing me to do it? I saved your life. Oh god, here it is again. Fine, I'll do it myself. Wait, no, I forgot my radio only catches signals on its own. I told you to buy another one. Never mind. Just wait, and when you hear a signal, go check, okay? Fine. Do you have any idea what's going on out there? I guess it's related to the explosion at the chemical plant. After it blew, something spread through the air and covered the whole city. That's interesting. But how does it affect people? When I was killing you, I had my mask on, so I actually don't know. But I heard screams and crying. And after I carried here, I started researching infected people, and they all can't see, but clear hearing. So be aware about that. Did you notice something unique? I'm not sure. It was like I dead and wasn't myself. I heard sound like a whisper, a human voice in my head. That's weird. That's putting it mildly. That's putting it mildly. I'd be asking questions. Okay, all I got is this sound. Receiver. The receiver is a fun device that Victor and I creating to communicate without using a radio. It is also for intercepting hidden signals from around the city to track what is happening genuinely. I guess Victor already finished his part. I just need to find a drill to complete mine. I forgot to ask Victor for one. Oh, here we go. Attention, there has been a massive explosion at the Object 22 chemical plant. A large unidentified glass cloud has spreading rapidly across the southern district. Residents report a strange fog. If you are in the area, please stay calm. We are waiting for an official statement. Just stay off the streets until we know more. The atmospheric hazard in Sector 3 to 7 has been classified as Level 5 toxic. All citizens must remain indoors. Seal all windows and doors immediately. Do not attempt to evacuate. Exposure to the fog causes severe neurological damage, including aggression and hallucinations. If you hear voices outside your home, ignore them. Do not open your door for anyone. I repeat, do not open your door. Stay inside. Stay silent. Stasis protocol is now active. Ground units are currently moving through the district to neutralize compromised biological targets. We are sanitizing the area sector by sector. Wait for further instructions and important. Did you lose your signal or... Yeah, I lost, unfortunately. How is that even possible? Actually, it makes sense. Your radio is old and not every radio can work in this mess. Did you hear what they said? Yeah, but we missed an important part and can't capture further instructions. Without radio, we don't know if help is coming. So, what will we do? What is the plan? My radio is fried. Wait, I just remembered something. The janitor, the guy who watched the entrance? You mean the guy at the end of the entrance, the weird one? Yeah, he was obsessed, a total prepper. I saw inside his place once. He has a professional radio rig, a real high-end setup. Okay, so? So, that radio is strong enough to pick up military signals. It is our only chance to understand what to do. Great, then let's go. No, not us. We only have one mask. Here we go again. Can't you do anything by yourself? Fine. Give me the mask. I'll do it. But remember, I'm going to need your help. Okay, give me the mask. There's your mask. Yeah, that's a big thing. You lose power, you are... Oh, man. Janitor Soji. Remember, if you need something from my room and I'm not here, there's an emergency key in the clean room. If you have questions, I encourage you to come between 9 and 17. Okay, I'm not gonna bother. Don't damage the entrance and clean your apartment at least once. Repairs only between 9 and 20. Uh, Okay, locked. Okay, I was not expecting that. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is super hard to see. Nikali, is that you? Oh, what is this? How do I... Nope. Okay. Okay, how... Okay, when I hit the button, why does it do that? Is it supposed to crouch? Gas mask. Flashlight. Oh, now this is the crouching button. Really, that could have been helpful earlier. Did you open the janitor's room? Wait, I'm not a robot. No. We don't have time. Keep up. Yeah, easy for you to say. I got like freaking... If this was real, I would say, yeah, I'm glad you saved my life, but come on, mate, you could be... Do not come up here. He's coming up here. Huh. Please don't be here. Oh yeah, now I find something useful. SOS transmitter from the government. On October 7th, the government sent me the blueprint for the SOS transmitter. It looks like a fictional device, not something from real life. It requires high heat materials that I simply do not have. Important. Don't forget to announce new living policies on Friday, 17th October. World map of current world 1998 year. My daughter. List of new policies and rules from government. 21st 9 1998. Economics. Blank. Scarcity. Resources are finite, but human desire are infinite. Forcing choices about allocations. Efficiency. Getting the most output from the least input, minimizing waste. Sovereignty. Consumer demand dictates what gets produced, reflecting freedom of choice in a market. Creative economics. Blank. Nurturing talents. This emphasizes developing, retraining, and valuing creative individuals, ensuring that they have dignified work, fair pay, and opportunities for growth. Recognizing that people are the core drivers of creativity. Building supportive ecosystems. Success relies on creating environments with academic centers, cultural institutions, and smart policies that foster collaborations and allow ideas to flourish. Did you open the janitor's room? Yeah, but it wasn't empty. I saw something. What? Stop acting like a child. Tell me what happened. I saw Nikolai. He's covered in scratches, and he won't stop crying. Oh, that is bad. But listen to me. He is not Nikolai anymore. Okay, so what do I do now? Search for a signal on the radio. Understood. Important. We found the consequences of breathing status gas. After inhaling, humans lose control of their bodies and begin to cry. They are not emotionally stable anymore. Be careful. If you see them, remain quiet. We are currently evacuating all citizens from sectors 3 to 7. If you are a resident of these sectors, please wait for further instructions. Attempt to signal us visibly. I need to talk to Victor. He needs to know this. Sounds like you have news. You're right, old man. In short, anyone who breathes stasis loses their mind. They get trapped in their emotions. We actually knew that already, but it's still useful. Also, the government has started evacuating the residents from Sector 3 to 7. We live in Sector 7, so what do we need to build? They just said to wait. Wait for further instructions. Okay, we need to figure out what to do first. I'll wait for the signal. Good idea. Let me know if you hear anything. Don't know if you heard that. That was me phone. Sectors 3 to 7. It is too dangerous for rescue teams to search for you. Find your janitor, make him use the SOS transmitter. This is the only way we can find you. When evacuation begins, you must activate the transmitter. Without signal, we cannot locate or assist you. Aim the device upward into the atmosphere, as the city pollution blocks ground visibility. This is what we were waiting for. I need to talk to Victor. I'm waiting for your report. I have really good news. Like I said, they are evacuating us, but they can't tell who is actually alive. It's too risky for them to check every apartment. So, we need to build some kind of SOS transmitter. What kind, did they say? They said the janitor is supposed to know, but there's a small problem. Again, what happened? It's broken and most of the parts are missing. Not a problem, we'll figure something out. So what's the plan? You need to search for the parts. The janitor might have hidden them anywhere, even inside other devices. He might have hidden them inside TVs, old radios, or boxes. If you find any, use my workbench to take them apart. So how do I use it? You'll figure it out. SOS transmitter, my version. After realizing that the government's version of the device isn't helping, I started making my own. This is the blueprint. I am building it on my workbench. You can find it on the third floor in my room. I hope it works. Wait. Blueprint. I am. Five. Okay. Surgery, 5th October 1998. Important. Today I received a message from the government regarding the experiment at Object 22. This facility is used to generate atomic energy. Utilizing this method is risky, but as they say, high risk, high reward. For our country, energy is as vital as oxygen. We are developing rapidly, and atomic energy does not harm the oh shoot, I lost track. Oh yeah, the ecology. Most importantly, it provides massive benefits for the national economy. Tasks: talk to Nikolai about the radio components, inform residents about future problems, contact the government before sleep. New information: I learned a bit more about computer architecture and the arguments regarding multi-core processors. I believe adding more cores is beneficial for overall throughout. Bleh. I can't. Okay, I believe adding more core is beneficial for overall throughout, but executing every task on the CPU is not the best decision. If we do that, other components like memory become nothing more than an API for the CPU. I believe memory shouldn't just be for storage. It should be also a function as computational component. I can't speak right now. Important. I received a message from the government today. They sent me a blueprint for an SOS transmitter. It seems easy enough to build, but I need to locate the parts first. As I understand it, the current situation is stable, but they are taking precautions in case of an explosion at the facility. Hope everything remains fine. Tasks: search for all components for the signal device. Weekly cleaning. Talk with the residents. New information. Yesterday I discussed my ideas regarding multi-core processors, and I learned even more today. I am now convinced I was correct. Integrating a multi-core system requires a scheduler to manage the threads. However, what happens if thread points to the same instance? They will also need to implement memory protection. And isolation to prevent segmentation fault errors, and must allocate a separate stack for each thread. This is starting to look very complicated. Okay, so that one's the 5th. This is the 6th. This is the 7th. Okay, important. Everything is out of control. They were lying. My friend from Object 22 told me to run from the city. I couldn't fully understand him. He was speaking in low, broken sentences. He even hung up without saying goodbye. I suspect he was struggling to breathe due to the contaminant air in the factory. I have to finish the device as soon as possible. Tasks: create SOS device, talk with the government, talk with the residents. New information: I have never worked on an SOS transmitter before, so I had to learn the basics of signaling, specifically regarding firing signal flares into the sky. I needed to build both the main launcher and the specialized cartridges. Additionally, I contacted Professor Ivan to discuss multi-core processor. After our conversation, he invited me to his home. I'm excited to visit. 8th of October. Important. Something is about to happen at Object 22. The government informed me of a pandemic starting on October 10th. I still don't understand exactly what is happening, but I hope things will remain as they are. I finished my SOS transmitter today. It seems to be working. Even Nikolai, the main brain of our building, was surprised. I just hope it works when it is actually needed. Tasks: Test SOS device. Talk with the government. Talk with the residents. Thoughts? I still cannot inform the residents about the issues occurring outside the city. I would only lead to panic. It would only lead to panic and stress. I'm keeping this burden to myself and hoping for the best. I had a strange conversation with Victor today. He was suspicious of my behavior over the last few days and asked, "Is everything okay?" I had to say yes, but I don't think he believed me. 9th of October. The explosion happened. Everyone's screaming, people are turning into monsters. Despite the government said the pandemic didn't start on its own, the explosion was caused by human imperfection. They couldn't handle the volume of uranium-198 and mistakenly used more than the safety limit. Thankfully, it wasn't an explosion large enough to destroy the entire country, but the air is heavily polluted. The chemical elements, we don't know the consequences breathing it in. Tasks: inform residents about the internal pandemic. Close all doors, windows, and vents. Contact the government. New information. Disastrous news. My signals are not even visible in the atmosphere due to the density of the polluted air. I need to rebuild the device to produce a much stronger signal. I think Nikolai might be able to help me. I know I could have prevented some of this by informing residents earlier. I just hope no one breathes the air before they can evacuate us. Well, shit. Okay, where did that crying guy go? Shit. Okay, well, that answered my question. Banner of 1997. Yep. I was shocked to see this plane in real life. How did people even create something that can fly? It was placed near the door, but we removed it because it took up too much space. Okay. Okay. Well, there's that one at least. Why Nikolai needs ladder here? Complicated. It looks huge for regular gear. I went to borrow this suitcase. Fashion radio. Why mechanic needs radio? I always wanted one like this at my house. He lives comfortable here. 6. Okay, wow. Okay, what am I missing? Sectors 3-7 under quarantine, the government had decided to quarantine sectors 3 to 7. As of 1434, 11th December 1998, if you followed our instructions, you should be safe. City is heavily polluted. Our extraction units are unable to receive signals from residents. To be located, your next task is to craft a specific signal vacuum tube. Your janitor has been instructed on how to craft the necessary equipment. Exercise extreme caution. Do not breathe the air and attempt to search for other people. Operations in Sector 6 are proceeding. Next is Sector 7. Remain patient and follow our instructions. Looks like I need to do more. Alright. Why is the kitchen key in the mechanics room? You know, I have no idea. One. Oh, come on. Fucking hell! Oh. Okay, 4. 1, 4. Oh, jeez. Soji, no, what have you done? Inside part of main... Inside part or main capsule of the transmitter. The heck happened? We finished with evacuating residents of Sector 6. If you're currently in Sector 7 and alive, give us signals. Our soldiers move into your place. You must signal us from the roof of your building or from your balcony. Signals must be visible in the air and directed into the atmosphere. If you see a soldier, do not yell or call for help, just signal. Everything is clear, but where can I find parts for a vacuum tube? I think we will figure it out. Maybe Victor made something like this before. If someone is reading this letter, I think I was not a good janitor. I could have prevented all the deaths that occurred after the explosion. I thought keeping silent would bring positive consequences. However, something went wrong. Now I hear the cries and screams of my friends, Anna, Nikolai, and Ivanov. I hope Victor and Autumn are still alive. They are the most capable survivors in our entrance. If one of them is reading this, here is the guidance for the parts. The SOS transmitter, 5 parts, and 1 signal bullet. I have the cover, but I don't remember where the other parts are located. I also cannot remember the components for the bullet. I hid them all around the entrances, are even hidden inside other devices. Victor should know where to look. I am sorry for failing you. I hope everything will be fine. Sergey, 11th October, 1998. Eh, bugger. I crafted a device, but don't have vacuum tube. I need to talk to Victor. I crafted it. Wow, that was quick. So give me the transmitter. There was a small problem. What problem? They said we'd need a specific vacuum tube to tune the signal, and only the janitor knew how to create one. Wait, how did you build the transmitter? I followed notes from Sergei and Nikolai, but they didn't mention the vacuum tube, and I found Sergei. He's dead. I'm sorry, but while you were working on the transmitter, I was busy too. What? I had a vacuum tube. It might fit the transmitter. Let's see if it fits. Here's the transmitter. Perfect. That should be bright enough to be seen, even in this fog. Okay, give me your mask. Let's go to the balcony. Autumn, let's do this. Let's do it. Victor's vacuum tube was fitted to the SOS transmitter, and he signaled. After 30 or 60 minutes, we saw the light from the signal for help. Some residents of Sector 7 are still alive. I think they never left their apartments or building. We were evacuated from the city and the military. They killed Nikolai. They even took Sergei's body. Those days were some of the most stressful and terrifying times of my entire life. Why? Why didn't Sergei tell us? We could have helped him. I think that if he had told us, Nikolai, he or others might not have died. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick minute-ish review. So let's start with the pros. The pros is that the story and the enemies are both interesting. The story has potential, not so bad. Enemy design is, in my opinion, pretty good actually. The way Nikolai was designed visually is certainly unsettling. And the way he functions does make it to where you do gotta be careful around him. Granted, it may not be the best, but it's still good in my opinion. In terms of the environment, it's not so bad. It's okay. Which leads to the cons. And there was 3 issues. Tutorial, items with, the puzzles, and navigation. There was no tutorial. I had to figure out how to play the game myself, which usually you would be like, okay, that's a given. But no, at the very least, they would show you how to play the game. Like how to move, how to crouch, how to, I think run. And, of course, the flashlight. Now, how to move isn't so hard to figure out if you play computer games for a while. In terms of how to crouch, again, supposedly run, he moves in a weird way. And if you're not moving, it just looks like he's going up and down like a pogo stick. And when it comes to the flashlight, if you don't know that there was supposed to be a flashlight, then that can also be trouble too. So that is, yeah. And that leads to a second part. Items. They are difficult to find because they either blend into the environment to the point that you don't exactly... You have an idea what to look for, but you're not sure at the same time. So either the items need to be designed in a way to where they're much more eye-catching, or better yet, at the very least, just add a highlight, which makes it easier to search. Especially with how it's done, because one of them even involved keys, where they did blend it in with the environment, but one of them only popped up after you go back and forth with the third stair radio and your friend Victor, which was tedious, because I searched that room beforehand, and I couldn't find it. It took me a while till I went back, and I was like, wait a second. Did I overlook? Nope. Upon editing, I found out the key only appears there after you interact with, again, the radio and Nikolai a couple times. I'm gonna just say that's not a good idea. because players will do exactly what you tell them to do. They will, if this is a game where you gotta search and collect supplies, that's what they'll do. And if they do find something early, that's not a bad thing. That can be a rewarding experience. And this leads to 3, navigation. Because I didn't know where to go and where was what, it was easy for me to get lost, especially when it came to instructions. There was a couple of times, it wasn't so bad, but on the most part, it was tedious. And how thick the fog was, without that flashlight, it's easy to overlook multiple things, like what doors you need to go through or what items you need to find if there's any to find in the hallway. Most notably, the bolt cutters. So, out of 5 stars, I'll give it 2.5 stars. Again, the game is not bad. Ooh, that was a thunderstorm. I'll be fine. The game is not bad, but because of these issues, it does make things feel like a chore than it is fun. But I'm not trying to be mean. If the developer's watching this, I strongly advise to just work on these things a little. The game has potential, and I can recognize you, the developer, have a potential. Don't give up, because I know you can pull off some amazing things. And for those of you who are watching, thank you. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Give it a comment. I do interact with my audience, actually. Heck, I would even consider, like, whatever recommendations you give me. Not just games, but also what I should try to do with me videos as well. Tips and tricks is always appreciated. With that said, have a wonderful day.